BackgammonGalaxy.com presents Backgammon Pro Analysis.
And we're live! What's up, Backgammon fans? This is Marc Olsen from BackgammonGalaxy.com. I'm here with you guys today with Grandmaster Dirk Schiemann from Germany. Welcome, Dirk.
Yeah, hello everybody. Hello, Marc. And I suppose there are many players that just didn't want to get up like me at 5 a.m. So we will do it a little bit later, but we hardly haven't got any information about the match. So for us, it's like live basically.
Yes, so we are heading into match 9 and 10 of the Mochy challenge, the final two matches. Kazuki is up 2 points, so he must be a huge favorite at this point to win the Mochy challenge. So Wilkinson has to perform now. He has to come in and get some points, and he can win points by winning the match and by winning by a significant PR margin. So that's what we're gonna see today, if he can make it. I have some stats for you guys before we start. The average PRs so far has been around 4.6 for Wilkinson and 4.3 for Kazuki. But the interesting stats, I think, is that if you look at the median PRs, Wilkinson has played a median PR of 3.8, while Kazuki is also around 4.3 as a median, which means that if you had to make a betting line, you would set the line lower for Wilkinson so far, especially because of that one match where he played a 10.7. So that's interesting. What do you think about that, Dirk?
What I noticed that actually Kazuki's PR stayed really flat. I mean, maybe there is 1.5 PR difference between his best and his worst performance, and also I was surprised that he didn't improve in the online settings. Like that is, for me, it's always a lot easier, and you saw definitely an improvement on Wilkinson's side in the online environment.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get going. Unfortunately, we don't have an XG feed at the stream because the production team in Japan didn't make it. But we will have the match files very soon, and with those we can kind of guide you guys with the XG feed during the match. So as soon as we get the XG files, we already have it for match number 10, but not for match number 9 yet, since we're sending here with a delay. So Dirk, let's get going, and we synchronized our YouTube streams. So if you could press play in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, I see the 5 now from Kazuki. So it just started.
Okay, good. Yes. And for those of you guys who haven't followed the Mochy challenge up until this point, they play with quite peculiar clock rules. They have 30 seconds per move, and if they step over the limit of the 30 seconds, they will use a time bank, one time bank, and they have 7 time banks throughout the 7-point match. And one time bank is 1 minute, and it doesn't matter if you just spend 1 second or 59 seconds of that time bank, it will count as one time bank.
Yeah, I noticed in the online matches that Sebastian's time management is very far off this time setting. He takes a lot of time in the beginning of a match, and then once the clock winds down, he starts speeding up, so that his natural style is not fit for this time management.
Okay. It could also be caused by that he's been struggling to kind of find his shape in this. Maybe if you're not really feeling into playing good, sometimes you spend more time. Okay, so Kazuki has a double 1 to play here, Dirk. What do you think about this move?
Okay. So there's the possibility to switch and go for a blitzing move, right, from Kazuki. And I think that is what he's thinking about, denying, or you just make the 22, right? So those are the two alternatives. Just for the blitz, it seems like you lack ammunition. So I would play that. Yeah, I would. That would have been my play actually.
And we saw Kazuki already spending one of his time banks. Double fives for Wilkinson. Perhaps he's gonna spend a time bank as well. I think he should.
It looks like 6-1, 2, and then 16-11, 13-8, right?
I agree. It looks like a play that you shouldn't spend a time bank on.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's debatable that if you should spend any time banks at all with the cube in the center at 0-0.
That's true.
Oh, that's interesting. So make the 5 or just jump out. I would jump out.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's
good
also
play.
my move. You're up in the race.
Problem is we don't have the pip counts. So so if you are really far behind, you probably shouldn't jump out. But
it looks to me that Wilkinson has a good race here.
Yeah, he rolled double 5. So in this circumstances, seems to be pretty clear. So now, still very far away from considering the cube.
Yeah, as long as Wilkinson's structure is underdeveloped as it is now, we will be far away from a cube.
He has got the least that make the 5 point or another good point.
Yes. The 7 point is also very useful here, but... Oh, that's a good one. Double deuces. So how does he play it?
Make the 4 with the pile from the 8.
That's one play.
Yeah.
You have several good plays here.
Yeah.
Even just making the 7 is a pretty good play.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
You could also make the 9 with shift all 3 checkers and play 8-6, or you could play that one. It looks a bit stripped to me. What do you think about this move?
I don't like it that much because anyhow Kazuki has to give up his midpoint pretty soon, so the checkers on the mid weren't actually the biggest problem. So I don't like it especially. Would be surprised if that was the right one.
Yeah. Unfortunately we don't have the XG file just yet. It's on its way. So we won't be able to check with XG until that match arrives. 5-4, yeah, he has to bury a checker behind the anchor. He would prefer not to, but of course he doesn't want to leave any shots.
Another good
double
number.
Deuces. Now he has to make the 4, I guess.
Yeah.
Now there's not really
any. Yeah.
He could also make the 5, but that wouldn't unstack the heavy.
Also, I think he is now in cubing territory because does he lose the market if he makes the 5?
He could do it. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it's too bad that we don't have the race. I'm not a super quick counter, so better not even try. Yeah, easy take, or not easy take, but take, I would say, with all the gaps. Yep.
I think the race is actually not that far behind. I made a quick count and it was around 10 pips or something like that. So I think it's a very easy take if that is the case, that the race is that close. And also the structure still has 2 gaps in it and a couple of checkers, 3 checkers behind the anchor to decrease the flexibility of Wilkinson. So it looks like a very easy take at least. But I kind of like the cube as well. I do think that there might be some market losers, or at least very close to it, when we make the 5.
And remember this 3-point game in the online match, where, for example, I said standard take or something, and it turned out to be a pass. That's
true.
A 3-point game too, I think, in the online match.
That's true. Yeah, because he was lacking the timing.
Yeah, and it's a little bit similar here because you can easily see Kazuki having to break his board.
Mm-hmm.
Now he just should jump out. I mean, what's his game plan here? I'm not so sure about it.
No, I don't like it either, especially when the race is
because
close.
what are you going to do next roll? I mean, you should be happy to escape with one checker and
Yeah.
this play like a phantom 3-point.
I think it was a very bad play actually, because he has
Yeah.
race equity and he has the stronger inner board,
Yeah.
and he can play a one checker
Yeah.
anger contact game. Anyway,
I mean, you should look at it like that. If he rolled the 5-4 here, he would be really happy to jump out. So why not do it in the first place?
yes, and now he gets punished. Now he has to crunch his board. I would just play 4-1.
4-1, keep the 5-point board.
Yes.
I mean, he's still in good shape. This is so awkward for Wilkinson. So 6-4, not leaving anything, I suppose.
Well, he could actually perhaps leave a shot now that after Kazuki's board has crunched a bit.
Yeah, but it can crunch even further. What's the rush? And also, you not necessarily cover it in the next roll. I mean, there's some. I'm not convinced. I mean, okay, now I'm convinced.
I think I like Wilkinson's move, because you sacrifice a lot of race equity as well when you bury 2 more checkers on the deuce point.
Mm.
So even it's both a racing move and simply more like efficient.
Yeah, could easily be. I mean, I wouldn't.
If he hadn't made the crunch, then I think you had to play it safe.
Yeah.
So getting hit, it wouldn't necessarily lose you the game every time.
Yeah, but I can imagine if you get hit and fan, that could be already a recube. I don't know. I have to see the position again. But I hope you will get the XG file, and so we can just look at all those plays.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kazuki keeps his 5-point board. And the technical 4-1 to play for Wilkinson. What's the right idea here, Dirk?
Yeah, usually clear from, but then he's. Oh, I'm so bad at these positions. I mean, he played it quickly. I mean, you have to count shots, and yeah, it looks like the right idea. At least from optics, but in the end you have to make the calculation, counting the. What would you have played?
I would have played the same. I think there's a couple of more shots with this play, but you get to clear from the rear, which is quite valuable. And if he rolls a 6, he's gonna run anyway.
Yeah, and you have a better distribution, but probably the race you should win it either way if he has to run.
Yeah. Kasper Krab Nielsen asks, which clock app do you use? I'm not sure which one it is that they're using. I haven't really seen it before. Perhaps if you could ask the question in the Mochy Challenge Facebook group, Krab, then you could probably find someone who could answer that question. Okay, and it's 2-0 for Wilkinson in the first match. Very good. Yeah, to to win the challenge outright, Sebastian has to win the 2 matches. I mean, there's no way around it. If he loses one match, then it's at least a tie for Kazuki. Mm-hmm. And we're off to game number 2. 5-1 opening. Beautiful reply from Kazuki. 3-1 makes the 5-point. Jad Abdallah says it's an app, not a timer. Yeah, it's definitely an app for a tablet. This clock. 6-4 for Wilkinson makes the deuce.
interesting too, because probably the right idea.
I think
Especially-
since your opponents have split the back checkers, right?
Yeah, and also the builder on the 11, once the 5 point is made, is less valuable, and you've got already only 4 checkers on the mid, so there's also not such a big reason to unstack the mid.
Yes, I agree.
It's clear, 6 to 5, I guess.
That's nice.
4-1.
4-1. Do you step up with both checkers here, Dirk?
Yeah, I would think so, especially because of the lack of alternatives.
Yeah, since we wouldn't leave a shot on the 9 point, and we wouldn't bury a checker on the deuce point, so it's true, he was lacking alternatives.
So make the point.
That's a pretty good shot. Pointing in his face.
So Wilkinson better comes in. Yeah, he makes the anchor, and now let's see if he is willing. I don't think you can. I mean, it looks so strange to play 8 to 2.
I don't like that play. In my eyes, there's only one play there, and that's 13 to 7.
13 to 7. Yeah, I also that early in the game bury the third checker. I mean, the race should be pretty close, so it's really, the hit is really costly, but feels like it sacrifices so much long-term structure.
Yeah, he definitely does. And now we see a very pure play from Kazuki. He had to play an ace, so perhaps it was a good move slotting.
Yeah.
Strong roll by Wilkinson. Punishes the slot immediately. For what? I can't see the other die from the reflection.
Yeah, me
of the
neither.
light.
Let's find out.
It's a 4 something. That's the 4. It was a 4-6.
4-6.
Okay.
Well played, I would say.
5-3. Okay, so it's a pay now or pay later problem.
I mean, since 13-5 is also constructive, I think there's no need to panic. I mean,
I agree. No
you
need to-
rather use the bar anchor to then be able to play more aggressive and hit loose on the 4 point if you have to. And so you still need the backup, I would say.
Yes, I would agree. When you have a constructive move like this, there's no reason to make a pay now. Wow, that's a good shot.
Great roll.
Great shot from Wilkinson. And this is a mutual holding game, where Wilkinson does have a slight edge here, since Kazuki will have that blot dangling, which is vulnerable for an attack. But besides the blot, it's a pretty even position.
I think I would play 13-8, yes.
Yeah, it's dangerous to come out now.
Awkward number. So
Yeah, since this is a mutual holding game, you really don't want to leave any shots here. Safety is of high priority, since the race is the most important factor. So I guess you just have to play it like that, right? 6 to 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
4-3, and the same goes for Kazuki. He shouldn't leave any shots really, but what
Yeah.
he's thinking now is,
Yeah.
should he remain, keep the contact zone as big as possible, or should he just come up?
8-4 is clear, but I'm not so sure about the 3, because that gives Sebastian some relief. I mean, Sebastian should be losing the timing battle and being up in the race. So maybe he should have just slotted the 2 point and just to make those inner board points later. But it's not clear to me. So 5 and make the 4. Yes.
Yes, good play.
It's a good play.
Yes, it's definitely worth giving that ace shot, especially since it's in front of the stripped anchor. So your opponent has to split his anchor, and you get some return shots and all that. So
there's also the blot in the home board.
Exactly, and it's a 4-point board versus 4-point board. Okay, Wilkinson has to bury even further. Now I guess.
8-4. Just, yeah, I thought so. Because otherwise, probably you would get some nasty comments from some pet protectionists or something.
I'm back.
But he was just yelling, nothing brutal.
Yeah. I had a dog barking, so I muted the mic so the viewers wouldn't hear what I said. Okay, so this is a classic mutual holding game where Wilkinson is up in race but down in timing. I guess you prefer to be on Kazuki's side here now, wouldn't you?
I think so, yeah. Because he has Wilkinson already has broken his board, definitely. And there's
the double shot.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see a cube now?
I mean, it seems reasonable. Even if you miss it, Wilkinson will be having a hard time. Very good cube.
I think
and
so.
It's more like, I mean, it's not such a pleasant. He passes right away, so he seems to know these positions. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's probably a good pass because even if you get missed, you have so much work to do, and there's a significant amount of gammons in it too.
I agree. I think it's probably a pass as well. These crunching positions can be really bad when you have a long way to get your back checkers home.
I think Kazuki should have made the 2-point at that score, but it's different, no difference at all almost with the 6-4 opening, that is.
Yeah, you had a great point earlier in one of the earlier matches, Dirk, that if you had practiced the opening replies after you make the deuce point, you could get a slight edge when making the deuce point. Didn't you have wasn't that a point of yours?
Yeah, I think so. And for example, if you reply with a 6-4 after the opponent has made the deuce point, then it's really a big mistake not to make the deuce point yourself, and many players don't know that.
Yeah.
So you can squeeze out a little bit of equity.
Are we gonna see okay, I thought Kazuki was gonna spend one of his time banks here.
No, he shouldn't. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking about, but that seemed to be a very natural move.
He could make the hit. He could play 24-18.
But against 3 checkers back, the 4th checker is not as valuable, and the inner point and unstacking the 6 is really a priority here. So I think clearly the right play, but he found it, so he maybe just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So I wonder how often it will happen that I will say clearly the right play and then XG proves me wrong.
Well, there's always a strong argument for hitting in the early game, but I agree with your analysis that structure is more important than the additional hit, since you already have three checkers trapped.
So now I think Sebastian has to get his back checkers moving, preferably splitting to the 20, because the bar point is already made. Yeah, split to the 20, yeah, good play.
Yeah, and you have the deuces duplicated.
Yeah. So Kazuki will hit and bring one man down.
Seemed
with
like
all likelihood.
Yeah, very clear play. Mm-hmm.
And one guy to safety.
Yes, and it's a very nice builder now to have on the 8 point. He would have preferred to make the hit, but now that he didn't, it's not that bad. Oh, double fives. What a roll.
A good roll. Okay, make the 5, hit on the 3, and I guess one more checker down. Is there anything else?
You could also not make the loose hit and just make a 4 prime. Or sorry,
yeah,
5 prime.
the priming play. Maybe since the cube is in the center, yeah, sure. You can just make. Maybe you just don't need it. Yeah.
I think
probably the better play because if I can't.
It must be the right idea, especially since you don't have the last 5 to play.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to it. And now I would say you should cube.
I think
5
so.
prime, yeah.
That's a very good cube. And this is a tough decision for Wilkinson. Now we really need the race here. So what's the race?
And it feels like Kazuki is up in the race.
If that's the case, then I think Wilkinson should probably drop this cube. If he doesn't have race equity here.
Also, I mean, he has got. I mean, he has contact equity definitely. I mean, he has a sound position, and it's not so easy for Kazuki to get the 5 prime. It looks with 3 checkers back for Kazuki, that is still a lot of work. I tend to pass too many of those cubes where I just have to escape with 1 checker, so I'm a little bit careful since. I mean, the pass can't be a big blunder. I just can't see it with this structurally sound position. But maybe wrong.
Well, you know what, Dirk? I just received the XG file.
Okay. Maybe you can look it up right away. So we.
Yes, I could.
Before we talk a lot, or I talk a lot of nonsense.
It was quite a big pass, actually.
Yeah, actually it was a pass.
Yes.
Okay, so he was way down in the race, or?
The race he was 10 pips down.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the problem. Oh shit! I accidentally paused the YouTube. So now I'm a bit behind. Could you please pause as well, Dirk?
Yeah.
I just left the viewers hanging for like 30 seconds or something. Okay, so I will. Now Wilkinson just rolled a 6-4, and he's considering coming down.
I'm seeing a 6-5 now from Kazuki, so he stayed out. So
okay, so you have to double sixes Kazuki fanned. You have to pause it and try to pick up. So tell me what dice you see on the board right now.
3-1 from Wilkinson.
Okay, then pause your screen. And Wilkinson just came up to the edge of the prime, ready to jump, and he rolls a 3-1. He rolls a 3-1, and he's probably gonna play 13-9 here. Yes, he 13-9, and now Kazuki rolls his dice, and it's a 6-1 fan.
Okay, and now double force.
Double force, yes, for Wilkinson. Wow, what a roll! What a roll! He makes the 4 point, and he brings 2 checkers down from the midpoint. And now Kazuki is rolling his dice, and 6-2. Wow, what a roll!
So
what a roll!
Out.
He came out.
So I tell you now, when I see the 4-5 from Wilkinson.
Okay, so you're I think you're like 1 second ahead of me now. So
I will pause it just a second and
and he buries a checker, and there it is. He buries a checker, and now Kazuki rolls, and it's 4-1.
Yeah. I guess he has to hit on the edge of the prime. Yeah.
Okay, good. We're back in sync. Yes, that was a good play from Kazuki. It was actually quite close whether to just clear the 18 point or hit, but the hit was the right play by a small margin. Well played, Kazuki. And that's a fan, and now Wilkinson is in a good shape again. There's the 6. That's a huge 6. So now Wilkinson has the choice. Does he go for the gammon and leave some shots, or does he play safe? Well,
I like his play actually, but because he still can pick up the other checker, and even if he doesn't pick it up, he's still now he makes the closed board. Very good.
Very good. That's of course better than hitting loose. Yes, it was the right idea. It was simply too many shots. If he had played the other variation, it was like it was like 7 shots, I think. So that's way too much, of course. 0 versus 7 shots.
Yeah, and now that he doesn't pick that checker, he still should win gammon like 80% of the time or something, even with only 1 checker on the roof. Or am I missing something?
No, I think he's a huge gammon favorite here.
So that's why I place it as safe as possible.
Yeah, exactly. No gain at all in playing aggressively. He should just play as safe as possible and avoid getting hit, and then he will win the gammon.
So the wrong take seems to be paying off. Big way.
Yep, it's going to be a gammon, I think. It's going to be a gammon. Kazuki has to find a double 6 if he wants to have any hope. Nope. Wilkinson will be out in 4 rolls. Maximum. In 2 rolls from now.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
and
think
there it is.
That's Jin. So now 6-1 Crawford.
6-1
so Kazuki really is looking now to win a gammon. That saves him an extra game.
Yeah, and by the way, Dirk, the double deuces opening roll we saw, it was the right idea definitely to make the 4-point, but Kazuki actually made a blunder because he didn't play 13 to 9, maximizing his builders. He played bar 21.
Okay.
Rather than bar 23, 13 to 11.
Yeah, he wasn't concerned about his defense. He just was concerned trapping those 3 checkers.
Exactly, and the opponent had the 7-point slotted, so you had a lot of sixes duplicated. Okay, so 6-1 Crawford. That means that Kazuki is 6 away, so he really wants to win a gammon here, if possible.
And Sebastian wants... Oh no, it's Kazuki who has... No, Sebastian, wants to hit and not give away anything.
Yeah, that's the right play. That's a good play by Wilkinson there.
Yeah.
Very good play. He must have known this one.
I mean, he looks a lot more relaxed. I don't see a lot of his face, but his whole posture seems to be just a little bit more... I
agree. He moves his checkers faster.
Also the confidence with which he moves his checkers. I mean, feels like he's really comfortable today.
I agree. It's like seeing another person. The timing when he moves his checkers is like he just reacts like per instinct, and he hasn't spent a single time bank yet. He sits differently in the chair. He doesn't yawn all the time. He looks like another person.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So actually, who is in the finals of the Japan Open, or do you know anything?
No, I haven't been following it.
Great roll. So
wow.
So far, looks like Sebastian is cruising home in the first match, but you never know.
But there is a lot of equity here from the 23 point because of the buried dilly builder on the 3 and the 2 open gaps in Wilkinson's structure here. So
sure. I mean, Kazuki should have like what, 26-7% maybe.
Even higher than that. I think it's or I can see from XG he has 31%.
Really?
At this point, yeah. And that was a poor 6-3 from Wilkinson. He doesn't want to leave any shots here, so.
But also, he doesn't want to bury any more checkers, so.
Yeah, so that's the problem. That's what he's thinking about here. He has plenty of time banks left. He hasn't used a single one. So there's the first one. That's his first time bank, and understandably, taking his time on this decision. It's a big decision. So what's your play here, Dirk?
Yeah, I would try to scramble home and slotting seems. I mean, Kazuki's board is already strong. He's on the verge of building a 5', so I mean, I think I wouldn't slot. I just would play 13-7, 6-3, but I'm not really confident. What's your opinion?
Well, I already saw the XG decision, so the right idea here is well played set. Really, really good play. It's a big blunder to leave a shot.
So we all are on sync on this play. Yes. I mean, this is not. I mean, it looks ugly, but it's more flexible than you think. With the next 6x, you probably can clear the midpoint and just, leave the shot when you have to.
Yes. There's no reason to volunteer a shot now. You might get lucky and you don't have to volunteer any shots. Because it's true that actually all his numbers was playing reasonably well. He could clear the midpoint with 6x, 5x, and he had some spare checkers on the 7 and 8, and the deuces could be played from 3 to 1. So yeah, it was actually more flexible than it looked.
Than the optics suggested.
So 4-2 here, so he could clear the midpoint, or he could.
Yeah, I think that has to be the right idea, or it doesn't have to be, but.
It's actually a small error, or it's actually close to a blunder. Yeah, you don't want to leave those 4 shots here. You could get into a 0 position, just playing 8-4, 3-2 with the 4-2. That was the right idea. So that was the first mistake from Wilkinson in this game.
But very understandable, because usually that's what you do.
I agree. I think the fact that Kazuki had to clear his midpoint very soon had a lot to do with it.
And also the alternative was actually pretty alternative, and there are many variations where you just afterwards, you play 8-4, 3-1 with the next roll. You just leave one shot. Like you roll like a 5-2, 6-4, or anything else. So most of the time you leave 0 or just 2 shots. So why leave 4 shots? Especially, it's not such a big gain if you. First of all, your chances to make the 5 point are not that big, and even if you make it, it's not such a tremendous equity gain because you are all stripped. So you still may leave some shots later on. So it was just the gain wasn't too big.
Very good analysis.
Justify the risk.
Yeah, I like that analysis a lot. Yeah, and of course Kazuki's gonna stay back on the 23 point with this double 3s, maximizing the contact zone. It's a very clear play, obviously. And let's see if Wilkinson can scramble this home and get another win. 4-1. He definitely doesn't want to leave any shots here.
Yeah.
So how can he play? I guess
8-4
is mandatory, and then you just play safe with the ace. I agree.
Yeah.
The 6s can be played by clearing the 7 point next time. The 5s can be played with the 5s and 4s can be played with 8-3, 8-4. The 3s and 2s can be played from the stacks. So you basically have all your numbers playing.
Yeah. Good number, I would say. Now he plays 8-6, 4-3.
Yeah, you want to have that optimal spare check on the 6 point and getting ready to clear the outer points. Good move. 3-1. Okay, so Kazuki doesn't have to worry about losing a gammon at this score. So he could consider making the contact split.
No.
But
Wilkinson has too many builders, and
it's a very good angle right now.
He, like in this variation, he doesn't need to leave a shot. So with the 6s necessarily. So now it's more interesting. Because now the Wilkinson is forced to play 8-2 with the sixes, and there's another blot on the ace. So this might be a good spot for Kazuki to just try to capitalize on Sebastian's sixes, because if he doesn't play the 3 from the 23 point, then many sixes Sebastian just doesn't need to play.
Exactly.
So actually, probably I would play 23-20 in this position, like.
Opening up the sixes. I agree with you, Dirk. It's a very nice move. It's a tactical play, and you have to be aware of how your opponent's dice will play in the next turn. But as soon as you realize that, then I think it becomes quite a clear play to split. Also, the other element is the timing in this position. If he doesn't split, he might crunch his board next turn.
Yeah, good point.
And that's something Kazuki really doesn't want to. So he's spending another time bank now. We see him spending 2 time banks on this move. It is a crucial move. It is a crucial move in the match indeed.
I think he's going through all the numbers, and that takes his time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess this clock format is a bit more brutal in this way. Since you don't have a long time bank, you just have those 1 minute time banks, and a tactical position like this one, where you have to go through the numbers, it just takes time to compute. It's definitely an aspect of his game that Kazuki is very well aware of. The match that where we had Mochy on the commentary, there was a position where I wasn't really sure what he was thinking about, and then Mochy said he's counting the numbers. So I know it's something that he's very well aware of. Well played, Kazuki.
So, yeah, I like his play. So now Sebastian rolls a great number and can pick and pass.
Really good shot. Yeah. And it's the back checker you really want to hit, because you want to break that contact.
Almost home, but still has to clear the 8 point.
He's a big favorite now.
Okay.
Oh, double sixes, he leaves a shot.
Not as big anymore, and Kazuki has to hit to stay in the... Yeah.
He does
Yes,
hit.
the
It's
ace.
an ace.
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw the 4 first, but
Yes.
then the ace popped up.
Wow, he survives.
So now he's a huge favorite, 90% to win this game.
Yeah, even more. He's a 93% to win this game. Wilkinson still have 7% winning chances. It's not a lot, but it's definitely some. Oh, double fives, that's not a good shot. It leaves a very slow bear-off structure with the spare checkers.
Yes. So if Sebastian jumps in right away, then we have a game.
Ooh, he does have a chance now, Wilkinson. Aha. And it's
Not enough.
It's a race. Yeah, okay, this is not looking good for Wilkinson. But I guess he does have his fair share of small a handful of percentages or something.
So overall, so far, I really like how Wilkinson and Kazuki are playing. I mean, what do you feel about this match compared to the others?
I think that we're seeing 2 players play much more comfortable, faster, which means that their brain are probably in a much better shape now. They don't seem nervous. So yeah, I agree. I think this is probably the best match we've seen so far from both players, or at least when you take both players into account. I don't remember if we've had another match where both players actually played really well, but that's the case so far in this match. But let's see, they can still fuck it up. We're gonna have
but it's just like since it's post Crawford, that usually improves players' PRs. But decisions are easier.
No cube decisions, and it's Jin. So 6-2 post Crawford for Wilkinson. Yeah, and we've headed into game 5. I don't have the running PR, but we haven't seen a lot of errors from the players. Very few blunders and errors. So I guess the running PRs here must be very good for both players. Yeah, and he has a free take, of course, since Kazuki has an odd number to go.
And Kazuki has to hit the 2 checkers.
Oh yes.
Go for it.
This is a nice move. Of course, Kazuki knows this one. The double tiger move.
Good roll by Sebastian.
Yeah.
Gammon likelihood decreased a lot with that hit. Oh, double aces increasing again. The gammon likelihood. So 1 ace in.
Second ace hit.
Second ace hit. Okay, that was really quick. I would have liked to. I mean, probably the right play because making the 5 leaves the pure play leaves too many shots. But I would have liked to get a longer look at it.
Yeah.
But okay, 3 in and 4 down, I suppose. I mean, hitting on the 2 looks really bad.
Yeah.
Good play.
Good play.
So now make hit 2, maybe.
Oh, this is a.
I think.
Yeah, you got double hit.
You hit 2.
Of course, you double hit at this score. You take away all the initiative from the opponent.
No, Kazuki, that's the wrong idea. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the XG file, but
It's definitely the wrong idea. It's a small blunder, and he gets punished right away. Wilkinson makes the advanced anchor, and the gammon rates go way down. Yeah, that was definitely the wrong idea from Kazuki here. It just played so well, 5-1 double hit.
Yeah, and at this score, the incentive was so big.
Yes, and even at an even score, I think you gotta make the double hit as well because you gain so much tempo. Yeah. Wilkinson is trying to develop his position, and he has a blot on the 9 point, which is a very active builder. But if you have a checker on the bar, and in this case 2 checkers on the bar, you're not going to develop, and you're going to have that blot dangling, ready to be picked up.
I agree. I think it would have been even right for money.
Mm-hmm.
But especially at that score. So Wilkinson tries to play it simple, of course.
Yes.
He just wants to win the game. And now 13-8, maximize contact. Kazuki hopes to pick up another checker with his goalkeeper.
Yes, exactly. He's not going to move that goalkeeper anytime soon. Not unless he can make a hit. Nope.
And 2 down from the midpoint.
He's
just
actually
running. I mean, Kazuki, it looks like Kazuki is ahead in the race.
He's up 16 pips after the move. So actually he should move that goalkeeper. Well played.
Mm-hmm.
He is. That's true. We just forgot about the pips the last couple of rolls.
I think on his first roll it was right with the 3-2, but now that he missed, there's also the danger that Sebastian makes some more inside points and that this lonely guy gets trapped.
Exactly.
So Sebastian has a decision here because the hit, of course, increases. Gammon wins a little bit. He can just also stay in a slightly unfavorable holding game, but with virtually no gammons.
Yeah, this is a very difficult decision.
Yeah.
At any normal match score, you would just make the hit here to gain the raise and try to trap a checker. But since he's playing the gammon save, perhaps he should just make the quiet move, give up some winning chances, but at least not risk losing a gammon.
I'm looking at like that. If I were Kazuki, I would hope that my opponent hits. So I suppose hitting must be the wrong play.
Yeah, that's a good play from. It was a tied. The best play is not to hit, but it was very close. You could have also slotted the 4 point with the deuce after making the shot.
But all the non-hitting plays, excuse me, were clearly better than the hit, I suppose.
No, it was very, very close.
Very close, really?
Yes,
okay.
Because the thing is that even if you make the hit, you really don't lose a lot of gammons.
Yeah.
Because
only
you have
if he
that 20 point.
2 guys, and you have the 5 anchor.
You go from 4.5 to 9% gammon by making the hit, but you gain a little bit more than 2% from hitting in winning chances. So it was very close. Anyway, the position has stabilized. We're in a holding game now, a mutual holding game still, until Kazuki can clear his rearmost point, the 16 point. And 5-2, that looks a bit ugly to me.
Yeah, but what do you want to volunteer already?
You clear the 13 point. The contact move.
Okay, yeah.
That's a cool
because
move.
you are in a very stripped position, and Wilkinson is likely to improve rather than deteriorate. So now.
Yes, and you're in a gammon go position type. You want to win the gammon, so these kind of contact moves are much more valuable.
I'm also not sure about this one actually, since Wilkinson has the blood, and this looks so awkward. The 6-1 didn't feel right to me. I mean,
it was a small error.
He didn't spend much
No.
time on it. So
you're right, Dirk. It was a small error. Better play would have been 13-6 and leave that shot, and at least have a flexible and stronger inner board. But it was a small issue.
So Sebastian should just slot and play 7-6, or what is he contemplating?
I'm not sure. I mean, there's no other moves that make sense in my eyes. You definitely don't want to break any anchors here, obviously. So okay, he does find it.
Maybe he did. He used his time to make a pip count or something that hasn't got to do anything with the actual move. And 13-2 is not an option with the blood and the gammon go.
No, you gotta play 13-2. This was a big blunder from Kazuki.
Yeah.
I think he just lost the PR. If the match ends in this game, I think he just lost the PR from that blunder.
That was a big mistake. Actually, many mistakes in mutual holding games. It feels like in the first matches, we saw some from Sebastian. Yeah.
Ooh, double deuces. Very good play from Wilkinson. Yeah. It was very close, obviously, but the 18 point does have a lot of value since it's 6 away from the midpoint. And there it is. That he has to leave a shot.
Kazuki gets punished. So what are his alternatives? I mean, he leaves a shot now in the worst moment. He could have volunteered in a lot better circumstances.
What a nasty move. What a nasty roll.
So, is there anything but just playing with one blood, right?
Yes, because you can't really duplicate anything. Obviously, you want to clear from the rear, but there's no duplication, so you're going to leave double shot and 2 bloods. So if he plays 16-8, he's going to leave, let me count, 21 numbers. And if he plays 30... But at least he gets to clear.
It should be more than 21 numbers. Aces, 4s, double deuces, and then 6-3.
6-3, that's true. So it's 23 numbers.
Yeah.
23 numbers.
Other is 24, so I think...
okay, so that's close. 13-5 is 24 numbers, so it's 1 more number. You don't get to clear the rear point. However, maybe clearing the 13 point is better because of that contact 6 away with the 18 point, and he only gets to play with 1 blood, so if he gets hit, he's not completely dead yet.
And also, I imagine if you have 2 blots to clean up after you survive, you leave more follow-up shots if you survive.
Mm-hmm.
So my gut feeling tells me 13-5, but
Your gut feeling is correct, Dirk. I'm looking at the XG analysis, but it says that it's super close between playing 16-8 and 13-5.
so but what?
Oh, that's a worse variation. That's a small error.
But he knew something because he would have gotten hit in any of the other ones, I think.
This one left, how many double aces and 4-3? This one was 23 shots.
Like the other
6-1. No, 6-1 as well. So 25 shots. That's right.
Yeah, that's strange because he was using, I think, another time bank and did a lot of counting to come up with a play that leaves the most shots and 2 blots.
Exactly.
But the dice proved him right, so who can criticize?
He got lucky. Okay, so the race is quite... double sixes.
Okay. Well, he has to run,
now it's a
and
race.
we have...
Of course. He has 48% winning chances, Wilkinson, after that move. It's a very, very close race. It's a pretty good shot. 6-3.
So actually, this was the first game that one of the players mishandled, where I really felt one of the players mishandled the game. In this case, Kazuki.
Yes, but I mean, he made one big blunder and one small error. So, and a couple of smaller ones. So yeah, he got the. It was especially the 6-5.
6-5.
Where
the 6-5, and he played it so quickly.
Yeah.
So. Bad time management, I would say. You
he
should at least have a look at the volunteer play.
Exactly. He didn't realize that there was a blunder potential in that position. He just played it fast. So he's going to feel bad about that one when he reviews the match for sure.
That was one of the mistakes where I assume Kazuki actually knows the right play. So let's say in a quiz format, I think he would have gotten it right for sure.
Yeah.
So those are the mistakes.
Could be the inexperience showing. Not realizing that you have a position at hand with a lot of blunder potential. Not taking your time. It seems inexperienced to me. Okay, so Kazuki is the favorite in this race.
Yeah, Mochy was, I think, talking about that Kazuki was playing his B game or even his C game. Those are those instances where you see that's not the A game actually, because he wasn't capable of transferring his knowledge at that point in space-time to the actual situation. So since we have been talking a lot of performance, that was one mistake that was indicative of more like being not in A game mode at least.
Okay, so this one is interesting, the ace here. Obviously you can't really blunder regardless of what you play. I guess 4-3 would be the worst.
And I think, I mean, is he that desperate that he needs double fives as a direct winner? I don't think so.
That's the key. The XG says that it was slightly better to play 6-5 rather than 3-2.
Go for the double fives.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're gonna have a gap anyway.
Okay.
But no big deal.
You can do anything but wasting another time bank.
Yeah.
That's the worst mistake that you can make.
Yes.
So now he has to button up for double fours.
Ah, yes. Of course.
6-2, 5-4.
Actually, it's a tie. You could also just take out a checker.
Oh yeah,
but this one.
For
Yes,
double
yes.
fours, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, of course.
just make double fours count and
Yeah.
anything else.
I thought you meant 6 to 2, 5 to 4.
Yeah.
He needs a double 4. Oh, double 4, 4, 5.
Okay, so now
Mhm.
gammon value for Kazuki now is 1. So now he really has to find some gammon plays here.
Exactly. And Wilkinson has a free take since Kazuki is an odd number of points away, 3 points away. So we're probably going to see an early double take here in the second roll of the match. Kazuki is going to slot now. He wants to play the volatile. Yes, because Wilkinson has the free take, so there's no need to keeping volatility low.
Yeah.
I like that play
Just
from
a double.
Wilkinson. Yeah, and there it is. I like coming up with 2 checkers from Wilkinson. That's the gammon save idea, where you're trying to go for that advanced anchor immediately. Even if you get hit with one, you can try to make the anchor with the other one.
Yeah,
Good
very
play.
good point. Yeah, like in this variation, fours are also giving him an advanced anchor.
Yes, and there it
And
is.
there it is, rewarded for good play.
Yes.
And I'm not
He could have actually played 6 to 4.
6 to 4.
Yeah, it's a close tie, just because of the threes are so well duplicated. So that's the thing in the opening sequences. If you have a strong duplication, always look out for the slot. It might just be the right idea. What about this one? Really? Nope. That's a blunder.
No,
That's
no.
a blunder. He needs to
I mean,
hit.
especially since Wilkinson already got the anchor, the 5 point for Kazuki is really devaluated.
Yes, exactly. And he's way down in the race.
Yeah.
So, yeah, making a hit there would have been much better. Small error from Wilkinson there. A better play would have been to come all the way down to the 9 point.
Yeah, but I don't fault him for that play. I mean, looks
No, the problem is that
very natural.
he's stripped on his 2 outer points. So it's going to be slightly more difficult to clear them.
Yeah.
The 9
Now
point
that
would
he
be
got
more
hit,
robust.
he's actually happy to have 15, so he has got a little bit more communication with the back checker.
Probably true. Okay, so Kazuki is thinking whether to double hit or not. It does look a little bit too deep. He's lacking.
Yeah, he's lacking material. I
Yes.
think he, in the stripped 6 point, I would have just made the anchor and
That
continued
was an
from
overplay.
there.
Even at this score, that was an overplay. When you only have 8 checkers in the zone, it's just not enough to go for a deep hit like that. Just play it positionally.
Yeah, I understand his motivation. That's why I was so surprised that in the other game he didn't double hit with the 5-1, remember?
Oh, what about this 4-3? This time he should go for it.
Yeah,
This is much more pure and natural to play the 4 there.
Yeah.
So 2 errors in a row by Kazuki. And what changed was that it wasn't a deep blitz move. This was a pure move.
Yeah.
Making the loose hit.
I mean,
on
you
the
were hitting
4
on the
point.
right point, actually.
Exactly.
You want to hit on the 4 point because even if you succeed in making the 3 point, is a lot less valuable than the 4 point.
Exactly. So that the difference between the moves were purity. You have to play pure, not deep, make impure blitz moves when you only
Great
have
shot.
7 or 8 checkers in the zone. Yeah, that's a good shot. Escaping no number from Wilkinson. And what's the race here? The race is
Commanding lead for Wilkinson.
very big lead for Wilkinson. Yes, he's up 23 pips before the roll here. So 23 pips. Kazuki has to find a way to maximize his contact value. He's down to his final game plan here. He doesn't have any offensive play going on, so he has to play a contact game and try to hit a turnaround shot. So the question is, will he succeed, or will Wilkinson simply play his checkers home?
There's some hope for Kazuki because Wilkinson still has got 2 difficult points to clear. I mean, especially the 15. So there could easily some shots
Yes.
be coming up, and also not so many rolls left to play for Wilkinson to roll the double.
Both of his outer points are stripped, and even though he has a beautiful 4' structure, that
maybe now he even there are some roles he might consider volunteering, not with this one because that plays really pretty, and volunteering also always bears the danger of losing a gammon. I mean, if you get hit, that's not out of the question with so many auto pips. So
yeah, he doesn't fall for the trap, even though Kazuki made 2 inner points. He made the right play. It would have been a big mistake to volunteer here. It's too early. You still have a constructive way to play your move. Good play from Kazuki.
Yeah. And now I think he just should hit and played. Yeah, yes. Good play. I mean, now's the time.
Yes, exactly. It's a good way of getting your checkers home. And notice that Wilkinson made the impure play before. He made the 3-point and played 6-5 rather than the pure or the racing efficient 3-2, slotting 2 points. So that's exactly what he wanted that inner board for, so he could make a hit like this. And it was a good play, by the way. Making the pure play would have been a mistake. Okay, Kazuki opts for the contact move here with 4-2.
I like it. I mean,
good move. Very good move. You're simply giving too much contact up if you come in on the 21 point rather than the 23 point. Good move, Kazuki. 5-2. Aha.
No, he probably I liked it. I like that move.
Yes. Your opponent has to leave his anger to hit. And
6-1. Now.
What a shot! What a shot!
So, okay.
Yeah. Kazuki is in a good shape now.
Double 4. So making the 2-point. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you showed it to us.
Definitely. Yeah, he saw it. And he did manage to turn this game around with the turnaround shot. Wow! 6-1.
No.
Holy moly!
But that was really actually crucial to stay in the whole challenge for Wilkinson now.
It was, yes.
Yeah. And now Kazuki is faced with many awkward. That has to be the right. I mean, breaking your board can't be right.
Nope.
Just have to maximize contact, hope for the best.
Ooh, 2-1, and there is the 6'. Oh, Kazuki is in a world of trouble now. How is he gonna win this game?
Ace for a terrible shot. Now he destroys his timing. I mean, he's gonna crunch very soon, and Sebastian mustn't hit another checker. I would say just
let him crunch.
Yeah, he cannot hit. So, but if he could have, hit for him.
I agree. And as long as it's just 3 checkers trapped, there's no risk of opponent making 2 angers. Not that you are scared of a back game here, because he simply loves the timing.
I mean, it would have been more scary if Kazuki had stayed out after a hit, because then he can keep at least his board. I mean, exactly. like that. That's a terrible rule, by the way, from Wilkinson. So I guess he has to play. He's thinking about switching. Okay, that would. But I don't. I think that looks like the natural play.
Yeah, exactly. Switching would have been wrong. It would have been a blunder. I can understand why he thought about it.
Now Kazuki has to run out. I mean, no doubt about it. Play the 6 out. Don't even hesitate.
And now we see why the switching move was the wrong idea. You want your opponent to trap him off the anger or crunch his inner board. Either way,
Well played by Kazuki. Now Sebastian can distribute his checkers, so he's back to a flexible position. So what's going to do with an ace? I was just thinking, what is Kazuki doing with an ace?
Yes. That's a real decision here, huh? There's a lot of contact value being given up by, or a lot of the contact zone you give up by playing 24 to 23.
On the other hand, if you don't do it, you lose out on a roll like 6-5 immediately. So that's only 2 shots instead of 11. So it's especially hard to find the right play here, because you rarely have to contemplate it, because in almost all circumstances, the anchor play is just a no-brainer.
Okay, so the machine says that was a small error. It was half a blunder. It would have been better to stay splitted and maximize the contact zone.
Maybe a good reference for double match points, because I wouldn't have. I mean, I didn't know what to do.
It was highly tactical. You have to count all the shots, so count all the numbers, how they play out. So we can't fault Kazuki for making the mistake here. But conceptually, when you're playing a gammon go and you don't mind losing a gammon, you could look out for those contact splits where you maximize the contact zone, but you risk getting blitzed. So conceptually, it was the right idea to stay splitted, but of course you have to look at the tactics. That's the key. 5-3. That looks right.
Yeah.
Just clear from the rear.
And now he has to come out. No way of breaking your board.
Yeah. I think Kazuki knows this. Yes, he knows. Good. Breaking your board is very bad. 5-4. Will this be the one where Wilkinson locks down this match? Or will Kazuki survive yet again?
Since we are assuming that Sebastian has played a little bit better, then there's a good chance if he wins the match, great roll, then that we will be getting into the last game, the last match, all tied up.
It could be, yes, because Sebastian was down 2 points, but if he manages to win both match and PR, then he would equalize the score before the final match. That would be a heck of a comeback.
And also the best scenario for us.
Yes, exactly. We get a super exciting final match in the Mochy Challenge.
Decides it all.
It's looking bad for Kazuki. It's almost doesn't matter what he does, he's gonna lose this one. He can't win this one without an inner board. Yeah, and that's
especially now that's
seals
close,
the deal.
As close to Jin. Yeah, now it's Jin. Okay.
Wow. Okay, and let's see. Let's have a look. The PRs. Yes, he's gonna win 2 points, Wilkinson. He is gonna win 2 points here. As we can see the final PRs. Wow, what a match from Wilkinson. He only made 2 blunders in the entire game. One checker play blunder and one and his take in, I think it was game number 2 or 3.
Which was
really
very
masterful.
Difficult decision, by the way. So what was his overall? It says here 3-7. Were this 2-2?
Okay, I haven't had the full analysis, but the analysis I have here, it says 2.3 for Wilkinson and 3.3 for Kazuki.
Yeah, but I think that was the best match in combined PRs so far.
It must be, right? Yes. Yeah.
And also it's only half a point difference that he needed, so definitely we go into the last match with a tie.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just have a bathroom break, and then maybe, I don't know, shall we look at some of the plays?
We can go.
Shall we just continue?
You can go to the bathroom, Dirk. I'm just gonna play the jingle and get some water as well, and then we'll look at spend 5 minutes reviewing some of the blunders, and then we can start match number 2.
Okay, cool.
BackgammonGalaxy.com presents Backgammon Pro Analysis.
Okay, that was really interesting. A masterful performance by Wilkinson. Beautifully played. Very, very strong level, actually, from both players. It seemed that both players are really picking up steam here. They're more relaxed, they move faster, you can see their body posture is different, all the nerves are gone. They've had many days now of intense backgammon play, and they've probably been reviewing their matches before they go to sleep and all that stuff. So you can really see that the backgammon is starting to sink in, and they've been able to perform at a much higher level than we've seen so far. So very good match. Let's try to review some of the major blunders of the match, even though they didn't have too many of them. Or we could even review some of the key decisions. This was the let me just put the XG on here. I'll try to make it as big as possible. Here we have the first cube action in game 1. We were discussing it's a 3-point anger game. We saw in a previous match, in the online match, that both Dirk and I misevaluated a 3-point anger game, but in that case it was a pure 5' in front of the anger, and it was one of those positions where even though the race was quite even, I think it was down 10 pips, the timing just wasn't good enough to play the 3-point anger. In this case, however, it's different. It's 10 pips for in Wilkinson's favor. Wilkinson is leading 10 pips, but the fact that he still has 2 gaps in his structure and the race is not more than 10 pips, that makes it a very easy take. Furthermore, please notice that Wilkinson already buried 3 checkers behind the anger. That decreases his flexibility and means that he just has 12 checkers left to play with in front of his anger. So all in all, this was a borderline no double, as we can see down here. But then again, for all practical purposes, nothing wrong with that cube. Couple of small details here. Wilkinson played this move, clearing the 4-point, and a better move would have been to play 6 to 1, burying another checker, but at least keeping your points. With his move, he preserves a spare checker but gives up a point. It's better the other way around. Preserve your point and give up a spare checker. So he got that one wrong, Wilkinson. And then the 6-4, which was very close. We were discussing it. I kind of liked Wilkinson's move, simply because now that Kazuki has crunched a bit, he's not dead after he gets hit, and it's more racing efficient as well, since the race is not that much. He's not that much ahead. But Dirk was arguing well for the safe play, which would have been slightly better, as we see. But again, no biggie. And that was game number 1. Game number 2, we saw a couple of errors here. We had a missed cube in this position from Kazuki. This looks like a very standard middle game cube. He has 10 checkers in the zone with against no anger. 10 checkers, that's quite a lot. He has a very good amount of flexibility, perfectly placed spare checkers, and Wilkinson's 2-point was made, which means that his prime value goes down because of the impurity. While
Okay, I'm back.
Hey Dirk, I'm just running through some of the blunders here. Unfortunately, you can't see them. We gave in game number 2 we gave Kazuki a lot of credit for his 5-4 when he played 18 to 13 and made the 4-point, but actually that was a big mistake. That was a blunder.
Okay, yeah, I was expecting something like this to happen, that we were really happy about the play that was wrong, or vice versa.
He should make the 4-point, yes, but he shouldn't leave any shots. And the thing is, you still have that spare checker on the 18-point to play, so you can play all 6s except for double 6, but that's fine. So it's actually not that much more inflexible, so there was no reason to leave the shot. And then we had a mistake here. Wilkinson. Wow, this was a big one. That was Wilkinson's, I guess, biggest mistake in the match. In game number 2, Dirk, move number 12 for Wilkinson, 5-1. He made a double blunder here. As we can see, it's a huge mistake from Wilkinson. He missed out on a beautiful pay now move, where he should simply clear the 18 point. It's still a 4-point board versus 4-point board, but it's only going to get worse for Wilkinson, and it's only going to improve for Kazuki. So the timing variable indicates that now is the time.
Yeah, it's just you just cannot afford to wait any longer. I mean, I remember that Kazuki could double Wilkinson out just on the shot without even needing to hit it. So
yes, and he actually missed the cube there, Kazuki. After he made the ugly move, Kazuki actually had a cube here. It's a 32 millipoints to miss the cube here. Yes, simply just because he has market losing sequences here.
Yeah, like we saw one of them. Just Wilkinson leaves the shot, he cannot take the cube anymore. So, but exactly. I won't fault Kazuki for not doubling this, because it's so rare that in this mutual holding game situation you double without any shot at all, just on the timing advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the type of position that I like to call crunching positions, because that's really the key feature here, is that Wilkinson has a crunched home board, and that's what makes it a double pass with a double shot. Was it how many? 24 shots to hit?
Yeah, and when it's very often it's a take, but then in this special instance, even if you get missed, you are still a big dog to win, because but you still are sitting on the bar point with the same timing problems, so you haven't even gained that much by not getting hit. So
and we can
very tough to win this game.
Yeah, we can see the winning chances here. It's more than 70% for Kazuki and 26% Gammon. So well passed by Wilkinson. Okay, game number 3. We saw the double deuces. Yeah, Kazuki made a blunder here. It's actually a cool play that he was missing out on. He played this move, coming to the 21 point and making the 4. The first decision is whether to hit or not, and as Dirk correctly pointed out, when you already has 3 checkers trapped, structure is more important than making that additional 4th hit. Even if you make the hit, your opponent has a lot of flexibility to come out and make an advanced anchor. So yes, you make the 4 point, and now the question is, how do you play the last deuce? And look at this slot right here on the 18 point for Wilkinson. That basically gives the green light just to play fully flexible with a maximum amount of builders. All the 6s are duplicated. That's the key. He want to use 6s to play with 13 to 6. Therefore, you can leave more shots in the outfield because the 6s are duplicated. And furthermore, you have the stronger inner board, which indicates that you can play bold.
Yeah, I tell my students always be aware of when the opponent has slotted something. There are no hit and cover numbers with indirect, so you can really, you still have to be careful with leaving direct shots, but with the indirects, there are just no hit and covers, so you can really loosen up on the indirects.
Yes, and that's why it's a blunder here. It's actually a very big mistake, as we can see. It's a 93 mistake from Kazuki. Okay, and then we had the double take here, where Wilkinson he took a pass. He should have dropped this cube. He did take his time. We talked about this cube. The race is a key feature here, and he's actually down 10 pips, Wilkinson, which is a bit too much.
How big a pass it is?
It's a 117.
117.
Yeah, so it's a small
for
blunder.
Take pass decision, it's still not a super big mistake, I would say. It's still within range. Especially when those positions where you don't. It's really tough to think about any references. But so I don't fault him that much. Okay, I haven't counted the race, but from the optics, I was inclined to take as well, as you know.
Yes, it's not easy. You have 6-3 and 5-4 hitting on the 9 point, but 5-4 is duplicated because that's also the number you need to make the 6 prime. So
probably if you put the blot on the 16 on the midpoint, we are already in take territory. No shots and better race.
Exactly, the gammon chances goes way down if that blot was safetied on the midpoint, because that's the thing here. It's not just the prime and the race that you're scared of. It's also the blitz, because Wilkinson doesn't have an anchor. Rolls like double sixes are huge rolls, simply because they can just blitz you out of this world. So it's not just the prime, it's also the blitz. As we see here in the evaluation, Kazuki is a 70% favorite and wins 25% gammon in this position. So it's just a bit too much. Nevertheless, difficult decision because he has all that contact in the position. Small pass. And then we didn't have any more in that game. Then we get to game 4, the Crawford game. No blunders. Just a small mistake from Wilkinson with 4-2, where he opted to clear the midpoint. We talked well about that live during the match. He had a better play. He could have just played 8-4 and 3-1. So no need to discuss that one again. And then we have game 5, which was well played until we did actually have the 5-1 in game 5, Dirk, where Kazuki didn't make the double hit.
Yeah.
Just such a clear play. Make the double hit.
I look at the positions on Facebook on the stream, but there's of course always the Facebook delay.
Yeah. He made a positional play which would have been fine if he was playing a gammon save. No, actually it's perhaps in gammon save, but at all scores you gotta make the double hit, even double match point. Yeah, that was a big one. And then we saw some small things from Kazuki, and then there was the 6-5. That was a crucial blunder in this game. The 6-5, move number 14. He should have played 13-2, but instead he made a very ugly play. He chose to clear the 7 point, which buries the checker. And when you're playing gammon go, and you have the stronger inner board, it's simply too inflexible.
Yeah, he at least should have played the 5 first, even in touch move. You won't play another 5 and then paused. I mean, if he then doesn't find the right play, fine, but it was just really too fast.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have the 6-2. We already talked about that one. And then the last game, we have that was the crucial 6-5 from Kazuki, where he chose to make his 5 point rather than hitting.
Yeah, in the opening, I remember.
In the opening, yes. And I think since this was a live match or a match on a real board, he didn't have the pip count. If he had played online, he would have had the pip count. He would have realized that he's way down in the race after his move. He's down 8 pips after his move. So that's a very strong argument for making the hit. Furthermore, as Dirk pointed out, when your opponent has the advanced anchor, the prime value of making the 5 point goes way down. So there's less incentive of making, of course the 5 point is strong, obviously, but it's not as strong as it would be if you were trapping your opponent's checkers. And then I guess that's more or less it. Then it's just a couple of small things. So all in all, a world-class match from both players, especially Wilkinson. 2.3 versus 3.3. I think we're waiting. Oh no, that must be that's 2 points for Wilkinson, because he just had to outplay him by half a PR point, and he definitely did. It's not going to change in a deeper setting. So that means that we're now heading into the final match with the draw so far. So it's all going to be in this final match, Dirk.
Yeah. Do we have to synchronize again?
I think so. I'm
scrolling forward to the first roll of the final match. So
yes, me too.
So
let's see if it's here.
Okay, I see Wilkinson playing with the dice.
Waiting for Kazuki.
Yeah. Okay, we actually have to go further ahead.
Okay, there we see. Okay, here we are in the match, so it should. Okay, now I see the 5 from Wilkinson, and I paused it when Kazuki's roll is in the air, basically.
Okay, you can go 1 second. You just started. I'm 1 second ahead, so you tell me when you start, and I will start mine as well.
Okay, I will start now.
Okay.
5-2.
Yeah.
And okay, final match of the challenge, and we are tied. So I don't know what's the tiebreaker if they now one wins the match and the other the PR.
I'm not sure actually, because Mochy changed his mind on this one. I think at some point it was the lowest average PR. At another point they had to play a rematch. So I think that they have to play a rematch if we get a draw here.
Okay.
So 6-3 for Kazuki. How do you play this one, Dirk?
Guess running all looks natural to me to run, hitting on the 3, and then I like his play.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I tend to agree. It does look appealing to come down to the 7 and hit loose with the 3. Let me just open up the match for us, then I could give us the answer.
Yeah. So now he makes the 15?
Nope, it's actually the wrong idea to come out all the way with 6-3. You should play the prettier move, come down and hit on the 3-point, since you have the stronger inner board.
Yeah, and Wilkinson is really stacked, and so you don't mind getting primed, or you're not afraid of. So I can understand.
You're actually afraid of the blitz, not getting primed.
Oh. Okay, now he's gotta make the 11, or is there anything? Yeah.
6-3 for Wilkinson. He makes the hit and he covers.
Great roll.
Yes. I think perhaps I'm still a little bit ahead of you, Dirk. Now is the 2, or what is it? I can't see the other guy.
See the ace, I see.
Yeah.
And the other number I don't.
Okay, and he plays the 5 and the ace, and he hits the clock now.
No. Yeah, I'm a little bit delayed.
Okay, let me just pause for 1 second then.
I will tell you when I see him hitting the clock now.
Okay. Good.
By the way, standard move coming in and hitting. So coming in.
Okay, Marte Fehe says that in the document, Mochy's document, it says that more matches won wins you the challenge in case of a draw. But then Marcel Joachim says that DMP rematch, I read last from him as a comment. and then Marte quotes Mochy, in case of a tie score, numbers of match winner decides. If still tie, play 1 point match. Aha. Okay. So first we have the number of matches won, and so far I guess it's 5-4 in
Kazuki, I think. So Sebastian better wins this one, or he's actually then if he loses this one, then he loses the challenge.
Yes, that's true.
No matter what.
Yes.
So there's no way. So
I wonder if he knows. Oh, that's a good cube. I like that cube.
Yeah, high volatility.
Yes.
Yeah, very good cube. And probably a take.
Ooh, it's close. It's a very close take, this one. It's a borderline take.
Okay.
Yeah. The purity and prime value of this structure is just overwhelmingly strong. And when you combine it with the 6s with an enter, so that's 5-6, 3-6, 2-6, 1-6 that hits in the outfield. It's a very strong position for Wilkinson.
Give credit to Sebastian that he doubled this, because I can imagine players who see the checker on the bar and the sound and solid position of of the opponent and just roll. So a very good double.
Yeah. I mean, it's like seeing another person today, Wilkinson.
Yeah.
The way he moves his checkers, much faster, much more intuitive.
And the confidence level is really just on a different level.
Yeah. Another thing that I always feel when I go to tournaments, Dirk, is like the first day, it's kind of like the game one syndrome, just scaled up on a week. Like you have to you get better and better as the days progress, because you get all that immerse yourself into a backgammon universe. So perhaps that's also the effect we see now. Oof, that's a big shot.
Yeah. Now Kazuki really is in trouble. And he comes in,
very
and
crucial to
probably. I mean, I think can he afford to hit? Actually, it looks scary to say the least.
But the problem is, if you don't hit, you still have a kind of crappy position. You get blitzed.
Yeah.
But if
it's gammonish anyhow. So usually, then if you are in danger of losing a gammon anyhow, you look out for the variation that gives you the best chances in case there's a good sequence, in case it works out.
Yes.
So, I mean,
and that's exactly what you have to do here, I guess.
Yeah. So, what is the machine saying? Probably, yeah. I mean, one has to count shots and everything, but with all the builders and attackers, okay, Kazuki is not daring to hit.
But it's rather close. It's half a blunder. The best play would have been to hit. But in a tactical position like this, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fault
I can understand. I wouldn't fault anybody. Oh, he comes in, but this time probably it's the other way around. He shouldn't hit, because now the immediate danger is not that big, right? I mean,
because he doesn't have any spare checkers in direct range of blitzing.
So now he can just play safe, have a decent structure, and the other variation just loses so many gammons. Even if he somehow survives, there's so much work to do. So it's really good to see those two positions back to back, to compare where you should make the aggressive, dangerous hit and where you shouldn't.
Yes, very instructional.
So very instructional rolling by Kazuki.
But of course, it's not an easy decision. I think he has fewer hitting numbers, fewer return shots here if he makes the hit than he did last time.
I just see 2s and 4s hit back, and they are not duplicated, so it must be a ton. So that's not very accurate, but
that's a good heuristic. Yeah, he comes in with the odd numbers, and it's
he does it the other way around. So that's a pity. Okay, and now
we're gonna see a shift. We're gonna see a shift.
Yeah,
definitely Wilkinson. Make the
6
shift.
6-1 with all the blots.
Yeah, that's the Gus Hansen move.
He already points on hit, so he has seen it.
Yes.
So that would be a big disappointment if he wouldn't do it.
So much blitz value. That's the Gus Hansen move. He sees it. Yes.
And he does.
Well played.
Okay.
Very good. It's a fan. Yeah, and now he's gonna blitz him. 5-3. He misses. That's ugly.
Total miss. So he has to. Does he bury a checker, or
he has to bury?
He has to bury a checker, but he doesn't leave anything. That I think it's a good move. I mean, he should focus on the blots.
Yes.
I see the 6, and it's a 4. Yeah.
What a great shot! Now he has a great fighting chance, Kazuki, especially if you get. Oh, the 5 is the 6 is cocked. It doesn't help. 4-3. It hits. It hits. Oh, Kazuki needs to enter. Otherwise, he's gonna get blitzed. He fans. He's gonna get blitzed. 6s and deuces. 6s and deuces hits. That's an 8. That's the wrong 8.
Wrong 8 in any
exactly
dimension.
the numbers that are blocked. He's blocked.
So does he keep I think he keeps the man on the 8 point, I suppose.
I think you keep one man on the 8 point, right? So you can still.
Yeah, the deuces, well, they're a little bit duplicated, but I think, you don't care about the distribution of checkers in your home board.
You know what? The machine wants to play safe.
Yeah, really?
And now that I see it, I actually like it because it's pretty big to leave that 6-2. It just wants to play safe and just scramble your checkers home. That's the game plan here. It's actually quite a clear play.
Okay, cool. I think I would have missed it.
I think there's a decent chance I would have missed it as well. He spends one time bank on this move. It is a difficult move.
I suppose if the checkers, if it had been the ace, like if you had those two checkers on the bar point instead, and they're without duplication, then it might be right to give you good aces. But
very, very well played, Seb. He did find the best play.
Find the right,
cool.
Yeah, he's just super sharp today, I feel, at least so far. I mean, it ain't over till it's over, but so far, very strong performance.
Yeah. Now he needs to come out and get some direct shots here, one way or the other.
Yeah,
that's my move.
That's my play.
Yeah, you want to get that double shot to pick up the second blood. Hopefully, the opponent will fan. Yes.
Then hitting another guy wins you more gammons and buys you some more time, and now it's almost. So you hit that guy and
to hit.
Maybe I don't quite see the rationale. I would have brought the checker down to the 10 to have a direct.
Yeah, I guess the downside is that you still get stuck on the 18 point in case your opponent hits.
I mean, this is all. I mean, we are definitely not in blunder territory or even close to it.
Yes, I think the difference is the double six. If you stay on the 18 point, your opponent comes in with a hit with double six.
Okay, yeah.
So therefore, it was actually the best move that he made.
Yeah, you're right.
But it did look a bit stiff to make an anchor, or make a point on the 4 point.
But also that shows that Seb is also really focused on all the details.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because it was the standard move, like you said, just to come down with the builder. But he saw the detail.
Yeah. So that is another indicator that he's really in the zone now, as they say.
Yes, Seb is playing his A game. Okay, you can play it as you want, Seb. Doesn't really matter.
So, suppose he's a favorite to win again? Or,
I guess he must.
A big favorite, I wouldn't say, because not so many.
No, he's not a favorite. He's not a favorite. Yeah. He's only got 18% gammon chances here.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, with no checkers on the bar and.
Yeah. Kazuki really did well to come in with that double sixes and save a ton of gammon. And Peter Comer in the chat says, "Hi Lee, do you want to play?" I think he's using the comment section to invite for a game. And then Lee says, just watching this while I wake up myself, mate. Or while I wake myself up, mate. Cool, guys. What's your nicknames on Backgammon Galaxy, Peter and Lee? Let me know in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're...
Needs a good shot now. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good 6. He gets one crossover, the long one. Oh, he has to think about the one.
Again, yes. I suppose he has to fill in. I mean, play the ace in his home board.
It's just tactics. You just gotta count.
Yeah, you have to count. I mean,
you have to count the numbers.
The most boring part of the game, actually, I think. Yeah. So.
He did. And that was a mistake.
Yeah, I would have played to the ace 2-1, but that was just feeling.
That would be the same.
He rolls a 4-2.
Oh, he saves it. Oosh, he managed to save the gammon. Playing to the ace, Dirk, would give the same number of savers next roll. The best play was just play 10 to 9.
10
I
to
think
9.
you get.
Okay. Yeah, then the threes, you move in with the threes, so you give you good threes by if you roll a 3, you use the 3 to play the crossover, and yeah.
Yeah. And we have some nicknames coming in on the chat now. Lee Wilkie says, "Lol, thanks, Marc. I'm Big Potatoes." What a cool nickname. And then Jeff Kane says he's Old Rock Daddy-O. Old Rock Daddy-O. Okay. If I would invite more people to share their nicknames on Backgammon Galaxy. It's always nice to know who people are that you're playing against. So if you don't mind, you can share your nickname in the chat.
Yeah, and they also in Galaxy, they also in the account you can just, I think, tell people who you are, right?
Ah, yes, but it's optional.
Yeah, it's optional. I mean, if people don't mind telling others who they are. So, okay, we are already in the beginning of the second game.
Yes.
Pretty standard so far.
Wow.
Tons of double fives. So this should be...
What about this one, Dirk?
Depending on the race, my first instinct would be just, if I'm ahead in the race comfortably, I would play 20-10.
Yeah, and you also have the cubes in the middle, so the value of the blitz...
So this looks a little bit... unnecessary because he must be ahead in the race, right?
Yeah, this was a mistake. This was a 63 millipoint mistake, almost a blunder. And a small error from Kazuki as well.
He's stripped.
Yes,
all over the place.
A small error from Kazuki. He played.
Should have played 8 to 7.
Yes, exactly, because you're under blitz attack here, so you don't want blots in your inner board. So you should play a bit more tight.
Okay, now he's in trouble. Insta-cube. To maintain the pressure high and not...
That's obviously a tremendous big
obvious
pass.
pass, I would say.
Yeah. A huge pass. Huge pass. Even the inner board of Kazuki is impure and weak. And just a huge pass. Getting blitzed completely and way down in the race. Tremendously big pass. It was almost too good.
Okay, so pressure is mounting on Kazuki actually, because that would be with the rules. I mean, he just has to win the match, but now he's down 3-0, so an uphill battle for Kazuki.
Yes. Oh, it's a 2-1, I think, so he could make the 5-point.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, he should make the 5-point. Didn't he know this one? It's textbook. It's textbook stuff. You want to make the 5-point with the opening 2-1 after you made the 7-point.
Yeah. And the hit.
No, that's bad. It's not the right idea. He shouldn't have hit. It's too deep.
Yeah, with especially with only 4 checkers on the 6. So that's usually if you are not there is not a strong tactical incentive. You don't do this tempo hits early. There has to be some reason. Either you are stacked or there's you want to keep your opponent from making an important point or something.
Yes.
But it was just
there was
not enough happening.
A little bit shaky from Wilkinson there. A small technical or strategic error making the deep hit there. Mick Larsen says, great commentary, Marc and Dirk, through the entire challenge. Thanks, Mick. Thank you very much. Mick, who, by the way, played really well in the World Cup in Montenegro for the Danish national team. I had the pleasure of commentating one of his matches, and he played like a 2x without any blunders in an 11-point match.
That's impressive. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. An 11-point match, no blunders. Okay.
So we are again in a mutual holding game.
It is,
So,
but Kazuki has some prime value going on because he has this gapped 5 prime. So I guess the edge here is for Kazuki.
Absolutely. Yes, the better anchor. I mean, but still not enough volatility to even considering
No.
the cube. Even at this score, this is not a position that is incentivizing you as the trailer to double earlier than usual, because it's not gammonish. That only applies to gammonish positions.
Correct. In gammonless positions, there's not much adjusting going on, really.
Yeah, very often even the leader has an easier take in a race at many scores.
Oh, we just saw a big mistake actually from Kazuki.
Okay, we are talking about general stuff, and we should, I guess, refocus on what's going on.
He should have made the deuce point, because you need the inner board now. Wilkinson was just about to crunch a point, so you don't want the blots. You need inner board strength.
Yeah.
And as we see, he does crunch his 8 point, and that's a big mistake as well. That's a blunder, Kazuki. You don't want to clear the 10 point. That's keep blocks the 6s.
Yeah, that's your best blocking point. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 6-2, 7-5, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you are not afraid of being hit, and then the other guy has to expose himself. So really, another bad mutual holding game.
Yeah.
Played this time by Kazuki.
But you could almost say that it's more a priming game for Kazuki, and where it's like he didn't realize that the 10 point was his most valuable blocking point.
Yeah, that's now see what happens.
Ooh, yes, he gets the punishment.
Yeah.
Huge roll, 6-5 coming out with both. Does it hit? I can't see the other die.
Yeah.
5.
So far it hits, so he has to hit, of course.
Yes, big shot.
And now pressure on Wilkinson. And
he fangs
out. That looks like a double pass. Or at least if doubled, a pass, but I also can't see the play on. So
it's a overwhelmingly big pass, obviously, and the question is it too good or not? Well, I understand why he takes his time to think here, but the thing is, he has to do two things. He has to both hit the second checker, or he has to cover the inner block.
Psychologically, it's also good to think, because remember in the first match or in the second where he lured him into a take?
That's true.
Yeah, because...
but we saw how fast Wilkinson passed it now.
Wilkinson that's another indicator. He now sees very clearly what's going on, and he just doesn't. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that 4-2 from Kazuki was quite disappointing. I think it's like it was a very weak play clearing the 10 point, and he played it rather fast. Actually, he didn't realize that he was making a blunder, and the reason that it was so big was because in a priming battle, structure is everything, and he just diminished his structure tremendously.
Or in the mutual holding game terms, he was down in the race, so he was the one who had to increase contact value, or maximize, and that's what he didn't do.
And Mick Larsen asks if it's match number 9 or 10. Mick, this is match number 10, and we have a complete draw in the score line, because Wilkinson just he was down 2 points and he won both points in the match 9. So now it's completely even Steven before this match. But since the winner, in case of a draw, the first deciding factor will be who won more matches. That means that Wilkinson has to win this match to have a chance of winning. If he loses the match, it doesn't matter if he wins the PR, because he's going to lose on that.
But this match more and more looks like a DMP match, or the decisive match, because I think Wilkinson must be ahead already in the PR.
He must be, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if he just wins the match and maintains the PR lead, or simply doesn't lose the PR competition, that would give him the win. So it's more like. For now, it looks like if Wilkinson can win this match, he will win the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. Even though we've said that a couple of times, Dirk, throughout this challenge, that after game 1 or 2, now this guy's a big PR favorite.
It's just an update on that. I like Wilkinson's chances better at this very moment, and also combining the fact that he seems to be very sharp today, so I don't expect him to blunder big, but you never know.
You never know. So we probably give the PR edge for Wilkinson, but the thing is that it's just 6 away, 4 away, and Kazuki, if he wins this match, he will win the match, the challenge 100% of the time.
Absolutely. That's
so you have to take that into the
into
equation.
account. So maybe it's even anyhow. It doesn't matter what it is now. It matters what's gonna be in the end.
Yeah.
And Wilkinson has gotten himself into a nice priming position. So if he can make one more point,
that's a good
the
shot.
9 point. That's
a good shot.
Good shot, and he's thinking about slotting, which is unnecessary, I would say.
Yeah, you don't want to slot the prime
so you just
in front
play
of the
7
prime
to
here.
5, I think.
Yes, you don't want to slot. You basically never wants to slot in front of the prime in these positions because the opponent wants to go to the edge of the prime, and you don't want to allow him to go to the edge with a tempo hit.
Actually, Kazuki's take point at this score is pretty high. So in non-gammonish positions like this one, maybe Wilkinson has, or not even in gammonish ones, Wilkinson, although leading, should give some reasonably aggressive cubes. Of course, not super aggressive. So since the 6 prime probably already loses him his market, maybe.
Definitely. This is just a big cube. This is a huge cube. Yes, a 5
and
prime
he
structure.
sees it again. So Wilkinson is really.
He's threatening to hit with the deuces.
He's really strong.
He has a pure 5 prime structure with good spare checkers, and the opponent's checker is trapped not on the edge of the prime, but even further down. So
so even the 9 point is a builder for the 4 point.
So. So numbers like 5-4 still makes the 6 prime 5-1, 5-2. The deuces are duplicated with 5-2, 4-2, and 2-1.
Okay, but Kazuki passes.
The XG evaluation says that this was a complete borderline decision between take and pass.
So no mistake potential here, but very strong double by Wilkinson, and because many players get a little bit cube shy when they have a small lead, but not Sebastian. At least not today.
But I think this cube, it was a very easy position to double. We shouldn't praise him too much for finding that cube. It was a very, very easy cube.
Okay.
For 1, that was the value of the deuce point. Now your opponent has to play 13 to 8 with 4-1. Double 3s. Good play, Kazuki. Very good play. He goes for the gammonish variation.
Yeah, and
double
there
3s.
goes the gammon for now.
Super strong roll.
Yeah, but very, very, very nice play. First of all, the 6-4, and once you make the 2 point with the 6-4. You have to keep in mind that your 8 point is a little bit devaluated, so you are not so shy of giving up the 8 point after you have made the deuce point.
Very good point. Yeah. So after the deuce point, the way I see it is that you gave up your prime value, so now your inner board strength becomes more important because that goes with your blitz game plan, and the 8 point therefore has less value. For 3. Haha.
See.
The double match point play is easy to come out with a hit.
Shouldn't be afraid of hitting here, I think.
I mean, he does play a little bit to the gammon save side here because of the match score.
But still, I mean, it's a great opportunity to seize the advantage in the game.
I think that's what Wilkinson is thinking about. He is considering, he doesn't want to expose himself to losing a gammon when he's up 4-1. But of course, everyone can see that if it's double match point, hitting is the superior play. Yeah. So the question is, what's the right idea here at this score?
I would hit.
Yeah, good play, or at least I think good play.
We can see here the Extreme Gammon says it's borderline. So he did find the best play, but it was very close. 2-1. Haha. Yeah, he doesn't have to leave any direct shots, but he's going to leave some indirect.
Yeah, and the 9s are also dangerous for him, and he gets hit.
The 6-4. I didn't even see that one. Falafel says he wouldn't have hit. He wrote me a message here saying that he wouldn't have hit. He likes to play it safe.
Insta-cube, I couldn't even look at the position, but those scores, probably a reasonable cube action.
Huge cube action. He stayed out on the bar against the 4-point board.
Yeah,
and it's actually
the double was clear, but it was an insta-pass, and I didn't have time to have a closer look. But
it was very close.
Today I completely trust in Sebastian's judgment.
We can see here the equities here from the cube. He was trapped on the bar against the 4-point board, so that's just too much.
And those
double fours.
Double fours.
Aha, he goes for the blitz. Good play. It's close. Making the 5-point wouldn't have been.
My first inclination would have been making the 5-point, but
you gain a lot of extra gammon wins.
No, does he continue the blitz?
Aha, that's a real backgammon decision.
Here. I mean, he has the stack on the 6. That's where the checkers want to go. If you have
it's a good move.
Stack on the 6, that's just.
It's a really good move. Well played. Yeah, because the thing is, he doesn't give up too much prime value even making this move, because you have the 7-point slotted.
Hit again, yeah. That was almost forced. Okay, good roll. And now he's running out of material, so he probably will have to consolidate his position.
Yeah, and his problem here is that his back checkers are still
double
deep.
fours. So back to the blitz. Hit,
how do you play this double
hit again?
4?
Yeah, the wipeout play.
That's a good move. I love that move.
Yeah.
Great move. He saw it. A lot of players would have just made the 5-point. Whoa, what is this?
Yeah,
blitz versus prime. Oh, he rolled that fast. He has 2 checkers on the bar.
Good. It's too good. It has to be too good. I mean, especially since Gammons bring him to Crawford.
Nope, it was a double pass.
Double pass?
Yes, it was a double pass. It was a big mistake. Not big. That's too much to say. But it was the wrong idea to play on here. It's Wilkinson just made almost a blunder.
Really?
The equities here is a 66 pass or 66 cube.
Yeah, he almost seems to be really like the opposite of the last matches. Where he seems to be really hyped up, playing super fast. And this time it wasn't to his advantage. Because there's no cost in letting the clock tick down at least 20 seconds.
Yes, it was a bit strange actually.
That was maybe a little bit overconfident.
Yes. But nevertheless, I mean, it was a understandable error to make. It's always difficult to evaluate these blitz versus prime positions. He still had those deep checkers, so I'm not really sure. I think he was playing on too good.
Yeah, he was playing on too good, but of course, it's difficult to evaluate, but he should have at least given it a try. I mean, he didn't evaluate anything. He just rolled on without pausing, it seemed.
Completely agree. Yeah, it's the other Seb we see today.
Yeah.
Completely different. Too overconfident now. Which I guess is better than sitting there struggling just to try not to blunder all the time.
Yeah, and stay awake.
Yeah. I haven't seen a single yawn from Seb today. And Kazuki looks focused as well. He's just been sitting there looking down at the board at the same way throughout the entire match. It's pretty nice to have that webcam where you get to see the players as well. It adds some extra entertainment and information. Okay, so Wilkinson wants to have a good structure. I agree. I agree with this play there. And 2-1. The thing is that he's going to win a gammon as long as he doesn't get hit, so that's the right idea again. Well played. Even though it would be pretty safe also to have the spare checkers on the 6 and 5.
And actually this is a really terrible game for Kazuki because he cannot move, he doesn't have any decisions. So in that sense also good for Sebastian in the PR part of the challenge.
He had one blunder here, small blunder, not cubing, but except for that Wilkinson played this game well, and he got much more decisions than Kazuki did.
Yeah.
Many more decisions. Yeah, this is going to be a gammon. I think. 4-1. One final decision.
Yeah.
I guess you just clear, right? Because that just leaves
because then
6 shots.
Kazuki enters with
way.
20 numbers.
Yeah, he enters with 20 numbers and it's 6 shots.
Either way.
Yeah, this is a gammon. Double sixes. Does he have a chance to save it? It looks pretty impossible to me, but...
In Sebastian's shoes, I wouldn't start sweating yet.
He has a 1.6% chance of saving the gammon. So it's probably going to be a gammon. Yeah, 6-2. Wilkinson is drinking his coffee, cruising home the gammon. Yeah, it's going to be a gammon, undoubled gammon, and the score will be 6-2 to Wilkinson. Crucial gammon here for Wilkinson to get to the Crawford game. As we know, he has to win this match to stay in the battle, regardless of the PRs, because of the way the rules are set up.
So now he in that part he's already then at 84%, which is very good.
Could we please have some hearts for the players, guys? This might be the last game that we see. Let's have some Facebook hearts and hope that they will play well. So 6-2 Crawford. If Seb wins this game, it might be all over, because if Seb wins this match, and so far he's ahead in the PR race as well. So if Seb wins this game without making any blunders, really, I think Seb is going to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, agreed. And it's really, especially this is basically a double match point score with gammons not counting for either side.
Yeah.
So that makes it especially easy, at least in this game. If Kazuki survives, then gammons become activated again.
Mm-hmm.
So 5-2, I would come down and split at DMP, right?
Is he considering double hitting? I guess that's the wrong idea, right? Because this is double match point.
Yeah.
You just want to make structure. You don't want to blitz.
He points on the 2 blocks. Yeah. So, but no, he should split his back checkers. Yes. Kazuki already has made the 5 point. I think it's thematic, and it's already a nice prime.
Yes.
From the 4 to the 8.
There's no reason making a deep blitz move.
Don't disappoint me. Split and play 13-8.
Yes. And he's even up in the race, so you don't want to leave that shot either.
Yeah. Good move.
He's up 11 pips now, Wilkinson, before Kazuki's move. 4-1, makes the 9. Yeah, good structure Kazuki has. 6-5, escapes.
Yep.
Clear play.
Yeah. He's always pointing with his fingers on those blocks, so it's really itching to hit something, but... In the end, he manages to restrain himself.
4-1. Okay, so he can come up with the 4. Mm-hmm. Should he do that, Dirk?
It looks like the right idea.
I would have done it. I mean, 13-9 doesn't help you a lot.
No, and it strips the midpoint one step too early. It was the right idea. Well played, Kazuki.
Yep.
5-1, so we're gonna see a hit, obviously. And now the question is, yes, I think it's just
13-8.
Yes, it looks correct.
Hope to build the prime.
Yeah.
And now we are in something more like a priming battle almost.
It is a priming battle, yes. He really wants to cover that 5 point, but he can't.
That's a bad shot. It doesn't do anything. So maybe he wants to play. Does he want to just hide the blot over there?
That's one move.
Up in the rate. Yeah. I think that must be best. But
nope, it's a blunder, Dirk.
It's a blunder.
You gotta come out with the 4.
Yeah,
you
really.
Gotta come out and stay slotted.
It's too much.
It's double match point, as you say. He doesn't mind losing a gammon.
Yeah, I thought if I am slotted over there, I thought, okay, I get hit. So how am I supposed to cover?
Yeah, but the thing
slot,
is,
so that was
the deuces are duplicated, and it was a 2-point board versus 2-point board.
Yeah.
It was actually
the old
big.
rule, just when you're up in the race, you should step out. Again applies.
I think it also something to do with the priming battle here.
Okay.
Because he steps up when he's up in the race, and he also stays pure. There's a big price to pay for impurity in a double match point situation. The difference was 4.1% in winning chances.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
Really huge, yes. But it goes to show that when you're playing the double match point and don't care about losing a gammon, you need to respect purity. Purity is really important. That checker on the ace is going to hurt him the rest of the game. Yeah, Falafel is writing me that he coming out with a 4 was a clear play in his mind. So he saw it.
Okay.
The great Falafel.
Yeah.
6-5. What about this one, Dirk? Is this one of those blitz to escape moves?
I think that's the right idea. I mean, you have to do something.
Yeah, good play.
Yeah.
Oof, and Kazuki is out. Okay. Unless he can come up with a 6-1 now, then it really looks bad for Wilkinson in this game. Good play from Wilkinson with a 6-5. It was a blitz to escape move. Trying to distract
and
him.
also blitz to keep him from completing the prime. Simply just keep him busy and hope to roll an ace in the process and escape.
That's the 6 prime right there. Double freeze.
And slot the next.
No, you can just
make the 2 point,
he doesn't see it. I guess he doesn't see it. Yeah, it's a small error.
Not a big difference. I mean, hard to make, as long as you make the 6 prime.
It's a 32 error. Better play would have just... The thing is that there's always a small risk when you have to roll your prime in 1 point at a time. So there's the double 5.
Yeah, the double 5. So
there's the price. Exactly. So usually when you can make the next prime in your 6 prime, you just do it usually because you don't want that micro risk.
Yeah, especially there's no downside to it. I mean.
Yeah. I guess he just didn't see it probably.
Yeah. Sometimes you leave the blot there when the opponent is on the bar and you want to get hit or something. But in this case, since the opponent is not on the bar, he can freely choose whenever he wants to hit. So he's not forced to hit you there. So there's no upside from leaving the blot.
Mm-hmm.
So now double 5s. I guess you have to.
I think you
9 to 4 for sure. 8 to 3. Yeah.
No, I think. What about the point shift, Dirk? And make the 5 point.
But the race. I mean, if he rolls a 6, no. Can't. I mean, the race should be reasonably close.
Yeah, the race. He's up in the race now. That's the thing. He's up in the race. Therefore, this is the right idea. Yeah, point
it's
shift.
The right idea. Okay,
yes.
Very good.
Very good play. He's up 11 pips after this move.
11 pips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely the right idea.
Very, very, very difficult to find this play. I think
that when you realize that you're up in the race 11 pips, and everything else is kind of awkward. I think it kind of, yeah. Because if you don't make the point shift, you're giving him 6s to escape. And you also gain a pip.
Is that true? I mean, do you leave the blood on the 2 point and keep the prime? I mean, I thought you play like 9-4, 13-3, 8-3 would be the alternative. So he still has to roll the ace and the 6, I thought. Or am I hallucinating here?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. If you want, I think that the second best move, if you don't point shift, would be 8-3 with 2 and 7-2 with 2. But that leaves the direct route out with 6s
right away, and don't give aces. So
yeah.
And all this discussion because he didn't make the deuce point before.
Yes. But he did manage to keep it up with the or pick up the missing pieces with the point shift. Okay, double 6s. This is gonna be a single win for Kazuki, and he is 4 away post Crawford, which is actually not that bad because he could win the game in a single game or he could win the match in a single game by winning a gammon. Yeah, there it is. It's Jin. It's Jin for Kazuki. Actually, I think Kazuki played better in this game since Wilkinson had that 6-4 blunder, which obviously was a tricky play. We see here that's a 6-4 from Wilkinson, a small blunder when he buried the checker on the ace point, and we see there's a difference in winning chances by 4.1%, which is really huge.
So now it's winning a gammon for Kazuki. He is a gammon away now from winning the challenge again.
Yes. I think the PR battle in this match so far is pretty close, but I haven't got the running PR count, but I think Wilkinson is ahead, but it's probably not by that much.
Yeah.
If Kazuki can get him to blunder in this game, he might have a chance at the PR battle.
But if he loses the match, I mean, he has to win the PR battle by more than 1 point. So that's a long shot.
That's true.
He can't just beat him, but he has to beat him by a lot.
That's
if
true.
He's down already, I think probably who wins the match now wins the challenge. That's the most likely outcome.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Standard moves here.
Yes.
I mean, so far, or was there anything? So come in with a 2, and hitting seems to be almost forced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He could also slot the 3 point, which is a close second.
And now he should make the 3 point, I think. I mean, 13-3, 8-3, or...
Difficult move, this one, because he has so many different options. He could also make the ace point, which is
ace
usually...
point I wouldn't do.
No, it's usually good, but not at this score, right? Because you just want to win the game.
I mean, the 3 point gives a really nice structure.
But the double match point strategy is also oftentimes to just run when you're ahead in the race. Get your checkers home in a connected manner. And he has a pretty nice move for that as well. Bar 10, 13-8.
The only play that I really don't like is making the ace. So I don't know.
I agree. I don't really like making the ace at this score. I think I would just run all the way. You just want to win the game, and there's the duplication that we talked about before. When it's an indirect, when your opponent has slots, and you can leave the indirect shots because it's duplicated. Jeff
he goes for it. So what?
Okay. Let's
the
see
machine is liking this one best, or?
Ooh, it's close. Okay, blitzing was actually not that bad. It's a tie. Interesting.
Interesting.
And the 3 point was slightly behind.
Have occurred to me.
Yeah. So good play from Wilkinson actually.
So 4-3 from Kazuki. Yeah.
Kazuki. Falafel says that he may have made the ace. Yeah, it would have been a fine play, Falafel. Oh, 6-1.
Okay, hitting.
We're gonna see a hit.
Yeah, but on the bar, I suppose. I mean, this blot on the 2 point is a weakness, so you just should
it's a liability.
leave it there.
Yes, it's a liability, so leave it. Usually that concept comes up when your opponent has a blot on the ace point, but in this case it applies as well for the blot on the deuce point. Yeah, and there it is, the liability. He gets the return shot, but now he has something to shoot at as well.
5-4. So you can just
come out.
I mean, hitting behind the anchor.
I think you just
is also
Okay, that's a fine play. It's a tie.
Yeah.
It's a slightly better Sepp's move than coming out.
Okay.
Hitting was the wrong idea. You don't want to hit behind the anchor.
Yeah. 3-6 now.
That's a good
out.
And notice the fours are duplicated from 13 to 9 and 8 to 4. But he is gonna hit.
2 men down. Yeah. Well played. Now he has to hit. Now it would be really nice for Kazuki to get the second anchor. He cannot make it. So then he has to continue.
He has to hit.
Hitting, I guess, and hoping in the hitting exchange to get a second anchor, and that would boost his winning chances by a lot.
I'm not even sure that you necessarily want to go for the back game here. I think he's still playing a forward game. This blitz could succeed.
Yeah, it's just like leaves options everywhere. I mean, with the deuce point mate, of course, the back game is not the not so attractive. So the 4 is forced. I mean, it's maybe 8-2 looks like unstacking your position.
Okay,
I mean, that's a play that I really like.
It was a good move from Sepp. Even though it's a tie, coming out hitting on the 10 point, the 15 point.
But I like the idea. So 5-4.
What about this one?
Maybe you have to do it again to just.
You trying to avoid your opponent from making a back game now. You don't want him to have 2 anchors, but at the same time, you kind of want to get some of those checkers there. So it's the builders that you can take away. Nope, that's a 44 error. The best move would actually be to hit on the 3 point with the 5.
Yeah, because I mean, it's now very likely that it's going to end up in a back game, and you really want to get those extra checkers on the 6 point moving.
Yes.
I mean, you want to get them into play.
Yeah. He has to play as efficient as possible now.
So now he shouldn't hit, I think, because he definitely doesn't want to give him the chance for 3 anchors. So I definitely wouldn't. I would try not to hit. So play simple, without hitting. I mean, I like that. Yeah, good idea.
Good play.
Very, I think so. I don't know, but I don't see the point in hitting more checkers at all. So Kazuki should stay back on the 23.
Are we gonna see a kamikaze move here? He could split up everything.
The hit, I think I don't quite see the point, but he can hit and slot the 5 and play the other deuces, get to the bar and to no, don't move up there. You want to have this. I don't think that was the right play.
Exactly.
I would have stayed on the 23.
Yes.
Give myself the option to get 3 anchors.
And giving yourself the options to have 5s to run with. Now his 5s are getting blocked from the back checkers, from both anchors.
Yeah.
That was
so
really
that
bad.
was a bad ace.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a
coming
bad
up,
ace.
I don't know I can't conceive any reason why that ace. What could be the benefit of that ace?
Yeah. Exactly. Just lowers his flexibility and mobility, and getting skipping out on maybe the triple back game plan is not really necessary.
Yeah, but it gives you strategic flexibility for now.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to, but so you are flexible in deciding what to do, or maybe in the end you prefer a 2-5 structure instead of a 3-5 structure, and so it gives you just a lot more strategic flexibility.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that you have to keep all 3 points forever.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Coming in on the deuce,
4-2.
and yeah, good play. I like this one.
Yeah, it's slightly better to come out with 22-18, but no biggie.
Yeah, but the idea of coming in and coming out.
Yes, exactly.
So again, I probably wouldn't hit. I don't like it. I mean, again, now it's a real danger. I mean, it's really difficult to get this home if he makes the third anchor. But maybe I'm just too hung up on this third anchor. I don't know. Should he have hit?
No, the right, but it's borderline, because the thing is that he didn't really have a good deuce to play. He would have to play 6-4, which is not really good.
Okay, so that would have been my play.
Yeah.
But at least we are getting now into a really interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
So double fives can't be a good roll.
It got to be a really bad roll. So how will he play
I guess it's just running home, and
but you
there's even some remote gammon chance for Kazuki if he can make his board, and Wilkinson has got to leave something in the bear in the bear.
Yes, this is a really complicated move. I definitely understand Wilkinson's move, and as according to XG++, it's almost the best one. The best one would be to leave one blot behind on the 13 point and then play 6-1, which is
tough to see. I think I would have just played the simple move. I mean, the move he actually did. Yeah, that can't hurt. Another anchor.
According to XG, Kazuki is actually the favorite in this game now. He has 55% winning chances to win this game. So we see the power of the triple back game here, even though his front position is still way underdeveloped.
It forces the opponent to stack.
Yeah, I think that's
okay, so I don't know if he had. There were not many alternatives, but
he could have played 8-1. But this was slightly better according to XG+.
So should Kazuki hit already? I don't see a big point now with his home board. I mean, that should rather hurt his timing. I don't see a point in hitting, but let's see.
This is definitely one of those positions where it's too early to hit.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no reason to break your triple anchor when your position is still underdeveloped. It's actually very dangerous. Much better just to stay put and wait until the timing is right.
Is that confirmed by XG, or is it just the educated guesses of the commentators?
It's also confirmed. It's okay. But XG doesn't even have the hitting play in the search filter. So unless something...
Yeah, of course, any non-hitting play is better, even probably 6-1, 6-5.
Perhaps making the ace point. I think I would have hit rather than make the ace point with 6-1.
That's true.
But except for that move.
So he should just build his board. There are lots of opportunities coming up. Yep. Very good.
Okay,
Very good.
It was a small mistake. It would be slightly better to just stay flexible and clear the 16 point.
Yeah, but
okay.
He understands the principles. So Wilkinson makes the bar, which is
he makes the bar.
Neither asset nor liability. So,
but he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have
because against the 2-3, it's so hard to clear.
But it was a mistake, Dirk.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, he shouldn't have taken the bar. He should have just cleared it right away. 7-6, 8-4.
8-4.
Because the bar is a liability here, not an asset.
Yeah.
Because of the extreme contact value of the 3 back game.
And the really horrible sixes that you have to play then. And
no, it's too early.
No. Oof. What did he do? He gave up his back game.
Yes.
And now that's pretty. That might be even a worse opportunity, because now actually the checkers on the bar might become an asset when he can point on. Yeah,
it's a 200 blunder. 200 blunder to leave your back game that too early.
I thought 5-6 is forced.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
that was bad. A premature hit.
Now we are in a little bit of gammon danger already. If he picks up the second checker and everything goes this way,
that's pretty good. Yeah, he's gonna hit on the 5 point.
Yeah,
that was a textbook example, Dirk, of a premature backgame hit.
Yeah,
you can't make a premature hit in your backgame when you're underdeveloped. You risk getting gammoned yourself. Obviously, that's not the case here, but you just give up the game too easily.
Yeah.
He had such a strong game if he stayed put. What about this 5-3?
He regains it. Oh yeah, the second checker
and he makes
now.
he makes the same mistake again. He makes the same mistake again by opening up his back game. All those checkers that Wilkinson
especially
has.
the deuce point is his best back game point.
Yes, he can now. Wilkinson can activate all those spare checkers to make the deuce point.
And if Wilkinson is able to make the deuce point, all the checkers on the 4 point.
It's really bad. It's another 200 error. The same mistake. Over again.
But this I understand psychologically more because he sees the 2 checkers that he's now picked up the second one and thinks about maybe winning a gammon against 2 checkers, but it's just too much work.
Yeah.
Probably if he had made the 5 point instead of the 2 point, different story. But with all those gaps.
Yeah.
It's just almost impossible to contain those 2 checkers.
Small error from Wilkinson there. He should have played 8-2 rather than 18-12. Exactly. Now we see the weakness of Kazuki's. He left the 23 point that Wilkinson should have played 8-2, starting to
now
activate.
Now he has an awkward double force, so he just. I think he has to bring 1 checker to the 12. And playing 15-7 or something.
Yeah, there are many variations here.
Yeah.
The key idea is to stay as mobile and flexible as possible.
Or maybe making the 3 point even to increase pressure.
It's a bit too deep, but you could. It's a bit too deep, I think, the 3 point. You actually want to use those checkers to make the 5 point, right? But you could make the 3 point. It's probably not that bad.
Put some more teeth into the board.
As long as you stay flexible, maximize your contact value, don't bury any checkers, then you should be okay here.
Yeah. And for the gammon, he desperately needs a gammon. It would be. It should increase. No, don't touch those ones. Don't touch those ones. Move them back.
No.
And it's touch move. He cannot even move them back.
So,
that's
bad.
Now, that must be. That settles the PR challenge. I think because
really
that must have been really. Giving up on the back game and leaving yourself exposed.
It's 170.
Like
it's 170 blunder. Another double blunder from Kazuki. Yeah. He gives up so much contact value. And notice the stack on Wilkinson's 4 point. He was just locking all those checkers with his anchor on the 22 point. And he completely opens himself up now. All of those checkers, spare checkers, can now go to the blitz on the deuce point.
Yeah.
Oof, that was a bad move. Really, really bad move. Yeah, he's gonna make a hit, and now it's almost like a blitz position now.
He has to roll a 2 to get back into something that he abandoned voluntarily.
Yes.
So he's desperate to get back to where he was.
He doesn't. Wow, and now it's a holding game.
Could have stayed in 5-1 is a nothing roll. So
now it's a
Wilkinson has now a great opportunity to double sixes.
There it is. Yeah, he gets punished.
Yeah, now the back game is officially over.
Kazuki got into a position here where he really didn't know what to do. It kind of exposed a great leak in his game. He has to go home, he has to study this game, he has to improve his knowledge on back games. This was really, really clear that he was fumbling around in the dark here.
And I thought when he declined to hit the first time that I was actually quite confident that he was understanding the position. And But the second time he just couldn't contain himself anymore, I guess.
Yeah. There's a discussion now going on in the chat with the touch move. I changed my opinion. I don't like the touch move anymore. I think it's more entertaining for us to see the players shuffle the checkers around so we can see the logic they apply. Oh, double deuces for Wilkinson. He gets
almost
to clear
home,
the 6.
almost home, and
Wow.
almost home with the whole challenge, because I think we can safely agree. I mean, Wilkinson played this against this back game actually very well for since it was a complicated position. I think he did very well in this game.
He's going to win the game. He's going to win the match, and he's going to win the PR battle for sure in this match. So that means that Wilkinson, as long as he doesn't get hit, will be the winner of the Mochy Challenge 1.
We'll go to Australia.
Yeah, he's going to Australia.
Since I see the continent right on the board.
Yes. I think Wilkinson will be the winner of the Mochy Challenge 1. All he has to do is clear 4 checkers from the 4 point. And I think it will be quite a commanding win, this one, in the PRs. And this last game really
and what a comeback. I mean,
yeah, he was down 2 points before the last
especially
game.
With the setting, he couldn't afford with the rules. He couldn't afford to lose even one of the 2 matches would have been over. So Kazuki was such a big favorite going into this last day.
Yeah, huge favorite, and he had been playing very consistently around 4.x. There it is.
There it is.
Yes.
Clearing the point. Winning game, match, and challenge.
And we have the PRs here, Dirk. Wilkinson played yet another superb World Championship performance, 2.26, and Kazuki's PR went all the way up to 6.1 after this last game. Yeah, wow. Amazingly play from Wilkinson today.
Yeah.
As good as anyone, really.
Yeah. Very good performance. I mean, brilliant, and also with a very high confidence level. It was even at some point he just did the opposite of what he did in the matches before. He didn't take enough time today, and was so confident that what he was doing was right. That at one point he made a slight mistake, but still amazing performance of Sebastian, and Kazuki would have had also a very good performance, except for this last game, I think.
He would have played quite well as well today. This last game really fucked up his error rate big time. Yeah.
And we mustn't forget to thank Mochy for organizing the challenge. I think it was very well received and good for the game in general, and I hope other young players get motivated.
I think that
say to themselves, I want to sit down there myself.
I think that we're gonna see Zdeněk Šiška challenge probably the winner of this one, Wilkinson. So I think that's gonna be the Mochy Challenge 2. It's gonna be Wilkinson versus Šiška defending his title. There's another player that I would like to mention in this that could be a contender as well. That's Christian Sorensen, from half Dutch, half Danish. He was in the Nordic Open final when he was 17 years old, and he's already in the BMAP. I think his BMAP average is 3.5 or something like that. Super strong player, and I think he might be too old for the challenge, but he's younger than Wilkinson. I know. I think he's probably like 25, 27 years old. So he should be a contender as well.
Yeah. And also maybe it would be more fun to have like 4 challengers playing each other. I don't know. So you have, I don't know. It just came to my mind. Maybe it's too difficult to organize, but why not have it with 4 players playing each other across, or I don't know.
It could be that the Mochy Challenge 2 would be to have Šiška playing Sorensen, and then the winner of that one could play against Wilkinson. Yeah, let's see what Mochy comes up with. At least this was a very good first edition of the Mochy Challenge, and I think it's going to be something that is going to stay here and keep up and improve as we go along. To see the talents of Backgammon battle out in the Mochy Challenge. Okay, I have the the overall PRs here, we see Wilkinson ends with a 4.12, which is world-class level. I think he's going to be disappointed, especially. He's probably going to be happy that he got to show off his skills here in the last day. Yeah. But he's probably going to be unhappy with the average of 4.12. But
he was expecting. I think he was hoping for at least to be below 3.5 or something.
I think so too. And then we have Kazuki. Kazuki ends up on an error rate of 4.3. Is that really? No, wait, this is wrong. Why doesn't my PR? Sometimes XG doesn't. I have to close down XG and open again because it only has the last two. No, wait, it has all 10. Oh no, it's good. Okay, it's good. So Kazuki ends with a PR of 4.3, which is slightly worse. I think if you compute the median PR before today, Seb had a median PR of 3.8 and Kazuki 4.2, I think. It's probably not really going to change a lot for Kazuki, but the median PR for Seb definitely went down with today's performance, probably like a 3.5 or something like that. So yeah, it was definitely much higher than the expected PRs from Mochy's own expectations. He proclaimed that Wilkinson was at a 2.8 and Kazuki was at a 3.0. I think that was too optimistic, perhaps when it's only their A game, but even then, probably too optimistic.
Also, all the data we have were in different formats, so it's really hard to. I mean, we don't have any experience with this format, so who knows what the average PR should be in this particular format.
That's true, but one PR point or more above, I think,
it's too much.
It's too much. I think there is probably a little bit of discount we could give to the players. Yes, but as we saw today, it was a different, especially for Wilkinson. He looked completely different today. He was moving much faster. He was much more confident. So today, the clock settings and the touch move didn't seem to affect him at all. Yeah.
So maybe we were overestimating it, or it was just a process of getting used to that format. So if anybody wants to try it in such a setting, I definitely recommend to try it at home first. Play against a friend, or just to see how it goes. So
okay, guys, please give us some love in the Facebook. Let's have some hearts here. Me and Dirk did a hard job with the commentary. Thanks a lot, Dirk, for joining the Galaxy crew for this.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah,
it was a pleasure.
As I said various times before, it was a lot of fun, very interesting, and I really enjoyed myself.
Thank you, Dirk. Yeah, I hope the viewers did as well, and that everyone learned something. I sure did. We had lots of instructional positions, and that was really cool. Okay, thank you, Dirk. So we're going to close
You're welcome.
We're going to shut down the live stream now. This was the Mochy Challenge, the final part, and hopefully we'll see more Mochy challenges in the future. I know there's already the Galaxy Challenge is already being hyped. We haven't released any information yet about the Galaxy Challenge, but there's something that we're working on. Hopefully in the near future we'll release more on that, and we'll see more of these challenge matches. So that's it for now. All good, and take care, and have a good Sunday, and I hope that you enjoyed this stream.
Backgammon Pro Analysis. BackgammonGalaxy.com. Play among the stars.